yar ee martida inoo ah ee afkeena garanaynin inaan afkay garanayaan ee fahmayaan ee ingiriisiga aan ugu sheego ma la ogol yahay waad mahadsantihiin. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is a great honor to be in your great country again. I have visited Kenya many times, and if I tell you how long ago, you will not be able to believe it. This was in 1968, and I was a great and honored guest of your late President, Jomo Kenyatta, and his First Lady, Mama Ngina, who is here today and alive, and who remains a great friend. So coming back to Kenya is coming back to a country that has hosted me many times before, and that I am always happy to visit each time I come here. We are here to talk about Somaliland, and people tell stories about the history of Somaliland. People give us different identities, and I'd like to tell you about the true identity of the people of the Republic of Somaliland. Now, in the Horn of Africa, we all know our continent, Africa, was partitioned into colonies and protectorates. And in the Horn, the French took a portion and called it French Somaliland, la Côte Française des Somalie. The next portion was taken by Britain, but it remained the only Somali territory that was never colonized. The name of that country was British Somaliland Protectorate. That gives it a distinct identity of sovereignty. We had a treaty of protection with Great Britain since 1884. That was the treaty our great-great-great-grandfathers signed with Britain. The next portion was taken by Italy, that had 3 colonies in the Horn of Africa: La Somalia Italiana, Eritrea, and Libya. These were the 3 Italian colonies in the continent of Africa. Now, each country, Djibouti, Somaliland, and Somalia, each one was given a distinct geographical location demarcated by international treaties. Somaliland sits on the land, on the territory that was agreed upon between Britain and France, Britain and Ethiopia, Britain and Italy. That was the case 200 years ago. The people of the country were not consulted, but the colonial powers just took that territory they wanted to have and just agreed with the next one and said, this is the border between us. Italy, that's your portion. Britain, this is my portion. This is our land. This is our border. So the territory that Somaliland sits on today, the Republic of Somaliland, knowing full well that many of our people live outside of Somaliland, where is the Hode? Where is the reserved area? But the international borders, boundaries, are untouchable. According to the African Union, Charter of the African Union, or the Organization of African Union, which preceded the African Union. And in that Charter of the African Union and the Organization of African Unity, it says that the countries of Africa should respect the territory that they inherited at the time of independence. Now that is the strength of Somaliland. Because many things happened in June 1960. And in June 1960, by the way, there were only 11 countries that were independent in Africa. And on the 26th of June, at midnight, at 0100 hours, former British Somaliland Protectorate became the territory of the independent territory of Somaliland. We became the 12th independent country in Africa. Madagascar, the island of Madagascar, became number 13 because we declared our independence at 001 minute on the 26th of June, and they celebrated their independence at 8 o'clock in the morning. So we are senior by 8 hours. That gives Somaliland that place in history that I cannot change, you cannot change. It's carved on stone. On the 1st of July, our next Somali territory, La Somalia Italiana, also gained its independence. Therefore, it became the second Somali territory to become independent. And Somaliland remains the senior, firstborn partner, firstborn independent Somali territory. You cannot change it. When we united, it was because we were both independent. We united because we wished to bring all Somalis together. We united out of love for each other, for our brothers, our neighbors. We share religion, we share ethnicity, we share sometimes, not all the time, we share language. Sometimes we share culture. Sometimes we look alike. Now these are facts. I cannot make them. You cannot make them. But in spite of all our differences, we united with goodwill. We celebrated. I queued up in the cold in England to give up my British passport because I wanted to take my Somali passport. We were proud to be independent Somalis. We did not celebrate on the 26th of June so that years later people would get killed for calling themselves that name. We did not celebrate so that one day our cities would be blown up, our people massacred, the bodies of our people filled into mass graves. No, we did not. We united and celebrated because we hoped that union would bring strength and growth and development. Others have united. Others, take examples. Senegal and Gambia. Gambia speaks English. Senegal was a French colony. like us, different colonial pasts, they united. Because they share ethnicity in many places, Mandinga and I don't know, tribes that I don't know. And they said, let us unite. They had the same emotion that we had in the 50s when we were campaigning for our union with the neighboring Somalia. They united. Goodwill, good intentions. Nobody marries somebody to say, oh, I'm going to marry this girl because I want to divorce her in 20 years' time. I want to marry this man because I hate him and I want to divorce him. People marry because at that time they believe that this is the partner you're going to share life with. Companies unite. You don't say, I'm going to join my company with that company because I want to fail. No. You unite, you marry, you form partnerships, you form unions because you hope that this will become good for all partners.